Well, what an episode! Let's start with our Nato trio getting future endeavored to be replaced by Sanoshi and his teammates. It's going to be very interesting going forward, specifically now that the old trio are accepted to team up with the Donbrothers. The two new Natos are still not impressing me enough, specifically Sonogo. I don't get her, except she did talk about something about passion, but again, it's very much Senoni, but she doesn't talk about love, she talks about passion. At least Sonoroko talks and looks like a midhead, and he's not a complete Sonoza clone. And Sonogo still has a lot more to prove now because she doesn't really have a character that at least defines her next to Sononi. While in Jiro's hometown, he discovers the truth about his upbringing, that he and Terasaki were the only two people that actually lived in the town, and all of Jiro's friends were just an illusion. Terasaki explains to Jiro that he did it to give him a great childhood until Jiro would need to step up and replace him as the penguin Juto and the protector of the forest. Jiro doesn't believe what Terasaki told him at first, but later he discovered it to be true after he sees his friend group disappear in front of his face. Well, I didn't really expect his friend group to be actual illusions. I thought they might existed at first and something happened to them. Maybe they died of old age or they were turned into Juto, but making them illusion is very interesting. Probably this entire film, Jiro's discovery that everything about him was just made up by his dad, would 1000% be the catalyst for both Jiro's personality to fuse into one very interesting and maybe very dangerous personality. But if we continue to talk about Jiro's friend being illusion, there is some inconsistencies. Like when Jiro left his hometown to replace Taro, we did see his friend group actually reliving that Jiro left. And we did get to see Rumi and her mom when Rumi thought about going to check on Jiro. Was it all just to not give us any clues to the reveal? Or it was just the friend group story was just scrapped overall? Well, remember last week's episode review where I basically begged that the entire thing with Taro becoming a Juto to last a little longer than an episode? Well, I can tell you that entire situation ended even before this episode ended. So a penguin Juto did copy him. Well, we did get to see Juto Taro actually kick both Jiro and Tsubasa's ass for a little second. But after that, he got a good old hearty slap from the Crane Juto. And for some odd reason, that actually helped Taro to take control over his Juto copy. Somehow. Maybe it's an ability that the Don clan members have? Taro did all of that to gain information about the Juto, specifically how to reach the forest. And the line that the Crane Juto told Taro about the moon not just being in the sky was actually the answer for how to enter the Juto forest. And the way you enter is when there is a full moon reflecting on a body of water, you can enter the Juto forest. And because of that, Jiro's hometown has a full moon all the time in the sky. We're not fully sure if the Juto forest is on the moon or the reflection of the moon kind of served just as a gate. And probably one of the more interesting parts, specifically one of the things that maybe is going to get really overlooked, is why the Crane Juto helped Taro. That's kind of interesting. I don't know why she helped him, but hey, it's kind of interesting. In the forest, Tsubasa actually rescued Natsumi, while Taro not only rescued everybody else, he tells all the Juto to never come to Earth again, and if they have a problem, they can deal with him. And now to the confusing part of this section, and that is somehow Sonoi reached the Juto forest. We don't know if the Natos do have this information about how to get into the forest, but he did, and he did it to reach the Ring of Forgiveness. But it shows how much he really cares about Sonoza and Senoni and even the Donbrothers, because last week he thought it was just a tale about something that never probably existed. But now he's actually actively looking for it, and he actually reached it. And when he spinned the Ring of Forgiveness, all of the people that once were turned into Initotsuki, including Kijino and the guy from the first episode, were freed from the prison. And now that means that the old Nato trios and the Donbrothers can actually team up, not only against the new Nato trio, but also any enemy that could cause danger to Earth. Now I'm kind of interested to see what Inoue is going to do with Don Murasame, specifically where it looks like we are kind of done with the Juto for now. Because the Juto will never come to Earth again, because Taro told them so, but also all of the people that the Juto did copy are now back on Earth. So pretty much it's rendering Murasame's power kind of useless. Maybe Murasame and Jiro are going to have a fin, but right now I don't know. But on the side of the Crane Juto, she did get attacked by a crowd of the Cat Jutos, and she probably died? Here's the thing, she did sink down where specifically there was a reflection of the moon, so she might be fine and she's in the forest. But here's the thing, like, what's going to happen with the Crane Juto, specifically now with Natsumi actually being back on Earth. It's going to be very interesting, specifically on Kijino's side, what's going to happen with him, because like Mio is gone now, there is just Natsumi. So what's going to happen with him? Is he going to accept it, or he's just going to go even madder and become really the final villain of the show? Because we can see in next week's preview, he's kind of like slumping on a table. He's not very happy that his Mio-chan is gone. But yeah, what you thought about this week's episode? Comment below, let me know. Subscribe to my channel if you didn't. Like the video if you liked it. Have a great rest of your day.